Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today we are going to be making some faux leather or rust look. If I bring it up, it's very difficult on camera, it doesn't look as good. If I bring it up right close, you can see it's sort of pitted and speckled, and it's just really nice for then cutting little pieces out for all sorts of things. If you're wanting to do sort of little closures or something to look like a bit of a leather or something like that, these work perfectly. So I thought I would do an A4 sheet because then I cut it down and I keep it. Tools that we're going to need. We're going to need a blending brush of some sort. That's the easiest thing to do. And we're going to need some colours running from light through to dark. So I have got, and I might even take some crumb cake out as well. So light to dark. I've got crumb cake, I've got soft suede, I've got early espresso, I've got Cajun craze, and I've got a cherry cobbler just as a potentially another one. I don't know whether I'm going to use that. So I'm going to start with the crumb cake. And literally I am just going to, let's start in one corner and work our way across. So you literally, and it doesn't matter whether you've got lumps, bumps or anything like that in there, you just need to take some colour on there like this. So you can see I'm literally just rubbing it through to just give some colour in. Okay, so that's how to do it with a blending brush on there. Now I am going to try and do it slightly differently on the other half. So on the other half I'm literally just going to do a bit of swiping. So with the pad you just swipe it down like this. So I'm getting different colours in. You need to be able to re-ink. Now this is just normal cardstock, it's not watercolour or anything like that, and I'm literally just swiping some colour down in like this. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Now we're going to go on to the soft suede. And again I'm using the same brush because we're going from light to dark. You don't need to use another brush. So this one I'm literally doing exactly the same thing, just taking it sort of over the top, down the sides, and you can see it's quite rounded, it's quite lumpy bumpy. It's not smooth, that doesn't matter. The idea is that it's going to resemble leather or you know, rusty hinges and things like that to be able to use for Christmas cards. So that's that one. We'll turn it round to the other side and we'll do some more sort of swiping on here, and I'm literally just trying to do a bit of a run over the top on that one. Okay, so that's that one. Now you can see I've got different ink pads. Some of them are old, some of them are new. I actually prefer the linen ones for me. So I tend to dig out my old linen ones and then re-ink them because they last for absolutely ever. The fibre, the what do you call them, foam type ones, you can see on here, can you see how that's sort of disintegrating? They don't last for forever. These ones were retired probably about 10 odd years ago, and as I say, I have those all the time, and I just re-ink them and they're absolutely fine. Okay, so this I'm just going to take, as I say, a little bit more, and I'm doing this quite quickly. You would probably spend more time in trying to do this, but that's that on that side. Let's take this onto the other side, and it will just give me a different type of texture. So let's just take this one, and I'm just sort of rubbing that across. And then we've got our Cajun Craze. So let's turn that there. That gives that sort of quite nice orangey, rusty colour. So if I do that on there, can you see how that really looks far more what you would call that sort of leather look, you know, where you've got different colours that have been, I think they call it aniline or something, don't they, when it's been mixed in quite a bit. So, and as you can see, I'm doing a large piece here. If you want to just do a tiny bit, just do a tiny bit. But I'm only doing it like this so you can sort of see all of the different colours coming in on here. So I'm just trying to rub this all in nicely. Cross on here, turn it round to the other side. And this one is going to be the wiped on. So I'm just, whoops, just trying to just sort of do a little bit on here, like that. So we've got two lots now. Do I have, I think I'm going to have a little bit of red in on the, says me, I have to struggle opening these ones. These are the very new ones, and I hated these ones. They were the worst as far as I was concerned. Now with this, I am going to just rub this over the top to just give a little bit more sort of colour and definition coming through on here, rather than rubbing it, because we've got this sort of lattice effect, which, as I say, I think looks really rather good. And I think once we've done the next step, it will look better. And I'm just going to take a little bit on this half, not a lot because I don't want too much of the red, but just a little bit in just different places, just down on here, without adding too much in on there. Okay, so what I'd probably do is just add a little bit more of the medium brown. So this is the soft suede, and I'm just going to take a little bit more of that in on here. You have to excuse if you can hear the washing machine in the background, because I'm just doing some washing today and it's just started on its spin cycle. Okay, I think that's going to be fine. So those are our colours. Now, very simply, with a water spray bottle, you are literally going to just spray from a distance, because what happens is all of it is going to just blend in a bit. Okay, now what you can do if you wanted to is you can blend a bit more in there, but can you see how it's starting to sort of speckle a bit? And that gives a really nice look. So I can just add just a little bit more in on here. Can you see those colours that are blending through? And we'll just have a little bit more on that one as well. Now, it's the sort of thing that what you need to do is you need to let it dry. You need to let it dry without sort of fiddling with it. Now, if I'm going to try using the heat tool, but I think it will spoil it a bit, because I think it'll make it a bit paler. Because normally if you just let it dry out itself, you get all of the different sort of speckles and pieces on there. So I'm just taking the excess water off. Like that. And then if you wanted to, so if I take the first one that I showed you, which is like this, can you see how it's very similar to that one? So once this is completely dried, I will cut it into little sections. This is more like sort of fabric, isn't it? Which again I think is quite fun. And they're great for doing little pattern pieces, for doing edges, and once you've got a sheet you can just leave it to dry and then you can work with it and do all sorts of things. So I'm going to show you something with this later on in another video, but for today that's just a background for you to do or to get some ideas with this sort of rusty type look. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.